guys, it's ZEVIEH time. I don't know, it's this like no calorie, no sugar, sweetened with stevia something that Ro decided to get. It was suggested to her because she's trying not to drink soda, and somebody said to her, hey, you should try— oh, hello. I guess you were feeling left out of the party. So she was told, hey, you should try this ZEVIEH drink. And so we tried it, and neither of us are really jamming on it all that much. You did knock it over, I'm so proud, cat. Butt powers. But yeah, so that's what I'm drinking tonight, and we're still not totally jamming on it, but that's okay. It might grow on us, or it might be something that we just never get again. It might just be because we're not used to things that don't taste like they're terrible for you. That might be the thing. That might be the trick of it all. So today we did the podcast, the TGS podcast. We skipped last week because TB was in Sweden, I think, Sweden. And so today we brought it up again. We did the podcast again. We had Mindflame as our guest. And it was hilarious. That podcast, I don't know how many of you have been watching it. We've only done 3. But it goes on between 3 and 4 hours, which is a long time for a podcast. Like, a podcast is just like sitting there and talking. It feels like a long time, especially since we originally planned on it being an hour and a half. It's like... And TB's not going to be there next week, but we're still going to try to do it, which is going to be hilarious because God knows Jesse and I cannot stay on a topic or not make jokes for 5 seconds. I feel like it's just slowly getting worse. Like, in the best way for me. Being part of it, I'm just like, oh, this is so funny, but it's probably not as funny to everybody else. But the longer that we do the podcast, the more that I think the 3 of us, TB, Jesse, and I, the more that the 3 of us feel like we can just like cut each other off and make terrible jokes all the time. So we get off topic really easily. Really easily. I feel like it was, God, like 15 minutes straight right when the podcast started that had nothing to do with video games. I was just like, what is even happening right now? What is happening? But that's okay. It's really fun. I think it's really fun, and it's making me feel less like terrified of doing live stuff, even though I did the 24-hour stream. I know, but there's still that weird fear, for some reason, of doing stuff live, but doing like a big podcast once a week is helping with that. Yeah. So we did that, and that went on forever. I played The Darkness 2 until we did the podcast because I woke up earlier than I meant to because I didn't sleep very well. I went to bed like super late, didn't sleep very well, and then I was like, okay, I can either sleep longer and possibly be groggy during the podcast, which nobody wants, or I could get up now, I could make a ton of coffee, and get on my computer and play Darkness 2, which is what I did, and Darkness 2 is fantastic. And then after the podcast was over, I was just like, I just turned on some house, hung out, heated up my leftover curry. It was great. Red curry. Oh. Red curry. There's a place that we went to, like a Japanese curry place, and I was sad because I ordered their hot curry and it tasted like... I don't even want to say that it tasted like medium spicy because it didn't. It tasted like a midway point between mild and medium spicy. What I would consider to be mild or medium spicy. I was like, this isn't hot at all. She asked what I wanted and I was like, oh, should I get it hot? I'll go balls out. I'll go balls to the walls. I will get, yes, give me hot curry. And I asked the other people at the table, I was like, is the hot curry normally not hot? And they were like, yeah, basically. Like, if you don't get it hot, it's just there's like no spice at all. If you get it hot, it's like barely spicy. And I went... But there was one thing on the menu that had like a little spice-o-meter next to it, and it was all the way to the side. It was like, oh, super spicy. So next time I really want to get that. It was like a ginger curry. which sounds like it would probably just ruin your brain. So I want to get that next time because brain ruining is what I'm into. But yeah, it's when you're like mentally preparing to eat something that's going to be spicy and then it's not spicy, it's kind of a letdown. This red curry that I got last night was spicy. Not medium spicy. Not hot, but medium spicy. It was like a solid medium, and I was like, this is good. This is like a chill level of spiciness. It was delicious. I heated it up. I realized that I didn't have any more rice left. I've used all of my rice, whoops. But we had like one of those like frozen bags of rice that was brown rice, so I made that. It still tasted great. I don't know why I started talking about food, but food's great. Food is amazing. So there's that. The only time that I've done anything curry-ish at home was when we were on our Europe trip and we got like a curry paste. Where were we? I feel like I can see. It's weird because this is this is not going to convince you guys that I have less of an affection for food, but there are meals that we made while we were on that trip that I can remember the kitchen that we were in, but I can't remember where we were. Isn't that weird? That's kind of weird. Like, I remember this one kitchen where we made our, like, burgers, our, like, bagel burgers, and they were really good. I can remember exactly what the kitchen looked like. I can remember some of the people who were hanging out in the kitchen while we were making it. I remember what my job was in the kitchen while we were making this thing. Where were we? I can't remember. I cannot remember. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Although, I think our first time making the tuna, we had like, we came up with like a cucumber tuna thing that is awesome, and I still make it sometimes and it's so good. Where was I going with that? Oh, yeah, we made that for the first time in Budapest, so I always think of being in Budapest when I make it. Because it was hot as balls in Budapest, and we were like, we need something chill to like cool us down. So we made tuna, and we just happened to have an entire cucumber, and we went, well, let's just chop up this cucumber and put it in there. Let's chop up all this other stuff, and we did, and it was delicious. It was so good. Oh, I want that now. Oh god, that sounds so good. What am I doing? I can't eat now. It's too late, and I'm eating my ZEVIEH all natural soda. ZEVIEH contains no sugar and no calories. It's made with 100% natural ingredients, including stevia, a botanical sweetener used around the world for hundreds of years. It's what soda should have always been. I don't know if I agree with you, ZEVIEH. Anywho, not the food part, but the rest of it, the podcast stuff and all of that, that was basically my day. I mean, that podcast goes on for so long, it's like, it's such a huge chunk of your day. But I immediately went into like, I'm not leaving the house mode and put on my PJs and like wrapped myself up in a blanket and started watching House, and then my coworkers started calling me being like, hey, there's a thing happening tonight, you should totally come, hang out with everybody. It's like, no, I'm going to bed and it's gonna be dope. This is the plan. Oh, I also took a Myers-Briggs test for the first time ever, and I thought that it must be wrong, so I retook it and I got the same thing. I'll tell you guys about that tomorrow though. That's not something that we need to go into today. But apparently I'm like, I was missing the boat and everybody has taken a Myers-Briggs test and I've never taken one before. And I'm one of the really awkward, like only 2% of the population is this thing sort of ones, so that's exciting. I'll tell you guys about that tomorrow. But yeah, so I hope your Saturday was good. Tomorrow, I think, what am I doing tomorrow? I need to go to the gym, because I haven't been to the gym in a while. But other than that, I don't think that I'm doing a whole lot. Possibly some D&D in the morning. Not sure. Yeah. I will talk to you guys again tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye. Mwah!